Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to do the maintenance on the bur oak trees. The first thing I need to do is mix up some fertilizer. I'm going to apply a granule fertilizer to the ground, and I'm going to spray the leaves with a fungicide, an insecticide, and fertilizer. Then I'm going to weed by hand around each one because my trimmer is still out of service. I've been waiting a week now for these screws that fell out. So until those come, I have to weed by hand, and the weeds are getting really tall. The fertilizer I'm going to mix up is going to be high in nitrogen, low in phosphorus, and medium in potash. So let's get this mixed up first. Map and potash. Alright, this is going to be high in nitrogen. I'm going to put 8 of these in here. And it's going to be low in phosphorus. This has nitrogen in it as well, so that's going to increase the nitrogen level. I'm going to do 1 of these. We'll go with 1 heaping. And then, oh no, actually we're going to go 2 of these and 4 of potash. And that's a half a bucket. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for the whole thing. All right, I'm going to do half of that, so 4, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to mix these in a larger bucket. All right, let's mix up some mancozeb, and this is Eagle, which is myclobutanol. And we're going to put fertilizer in there, and that's about it. As is with all stuff that you're mixing up in the tank, you fill the tank halfway full of water first. Then you add your chemicals. All right, I'm ready to go. These are for the fruit trees. I'm not sure if I'll film that or not, but they've been producing like crazy and they haven't been fertilized for a couple of years, so I definitely got to fertilize the fruit trees as well. So hopefully I have enough. I got to measure the trunks on them to figure out how many each needs, but I believe they need either 3 or 4 apiece, so I should have plenty. This is mycobutanol, which is the eagle, and mancozeb. The mancozeb is pretty strong stuff. It'll last, a couple of weeks, even through the rains. And the eagle, the mycobutanol, is systemic, and that will last up to 21 days. It doesn't have much strength, that far out. But I believe that the danger is getting pretty close to being over. And then it has fertilizer in it just to give it a little boost. So it gets drenched with this, and then the fertilizer is going to go right around the drip line after I hand weed. Again, my trimmer is down. That kind of sucks. And I don't have a little hand one. That one got hit by the lawnmower a couple years ago, and I haven't replaced it. Okay, hopefully I don't have to mix up another batch of this, but I believe I have enough for all of it. So I'm going to start at the far end and get all the big trees first. I don't know if I'll show every one of them, but I will show at least a couple, and then I got to get through and get all of the little ones, which is quite the task. We have 3 along the side of the pasture up there, a bunch along the road, and the rest, well, we got some right in the woods right here, and then some in the North Prairie down there. So it's going to take a little while, so let's get going. Okay, the first tree, the little purpley color on the ends of these leaves is a sign of stress. I'm sure it's because of the root system, because these were bare root. The roots have been pruned. So this little maintenance is going to help. Okay, I got all of the top trees weeded and fertilized and sprayed, and well, except for that one. And I have 3 more back there as well, but I'm gonna do lunch right away. During the spraying and stuff, the people came for Fury. We're getting rid of both of these Arabian horses. We have some pretty decent tales to tell about this, but we're probably going to do it tomorrow, about injuries and all kinds of stuff with all of our different animals. So look forward to that, like probably tomorrow. But I'll get to these trees. These are really overgrown. I got a good breeze behind my back, so I can't really turn. I'll get to these overgrown trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, as soon as I'm done with lunch. Okay, back from lunch. Yeah, this one really has a lot of stuff growing around it, including this pigweed. This one is a bit more yellow than the other ones and has a bit more of fungal disease. Hopefully that perks up. I haven't seen these other ones in quite some time because they're kind of buried back there, so be interesting to see what they look like. All right, let's get back at it. Okay, here's what the horses did. They're apparently leaning over the fence here and just ripping off the entire tips of branches. You can see how shredded that is from horse teeth. Shredded. Bitten off, bitten off, bitten off, bitten off. I mean, they slaughtered this tree. This tree was beautiful and full. I mean, it should grow back, but it already had a beautiful start, and this is the tree that's in line with the house. This was supposed to be really nice and full. I don't know. I'm going to have to re-fence this whole thing and put big heavy-duty fences with more posts because this square idea does not work. The horses were probably inside here biting at this one because of that. That's just terrible. Well, hopefully this fertilizer will give this a boost and it'll start shooting out some other branches. Like it can shoot out a branch anywhere where there's a node, and because it's damaged, it has the root capacity to fill in wherever it lost. So we got this damn wind. Hopefully it's not affecting the sound too bad. This one as well. It's bitten off at the bottom. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole bottom was bitten off. They just reached in and bit that off right there. Up there, I think that's it on this one, but it's enough. just more work. The horses really take a lot of work and do a lot of damage. All right, now I have 25 that were planted this year. This is one right here. I should have sprayed it while I was here. If it's still alive, I haven't checked on these in a long time. Yes, it is, and it's looking fairly nice. That's it right there on the right. Needs a little bit of weeding, but it's in pretty good shape. All right, I don't know. Well, I'll just get a little bit of video on each one of these just to show what they look like. I'm not going to video the thinning or any of that stuff. And then we'll make our way over that way. Okay, this is the middle tree in the salt pasture here. There's one more that way towards the neighbors and one more towards the house of these little ones. And this one looks really nice. I mean, it's kind of a pale color, but that's certainly going to improve as it gets more roots. Yeah, this one is looking really nice. All right, let's get that last one down there. And then I still didn't do the very last one on that side. Okay, and this is the first one. So the middle one looks the best. Then this, well, this is the one closest to the house. And the one closest to the neighbor's house is, well, I measured it. It was about, 6-8 inches tall. And it's really in the shade. So I gotta get in there and do some hack and squirt and open up some sun. It'll do fine for this year, but it'll probably eventually die if I don't get some light in there. Okay, let's check the other ones. Okay, we're right at the corner here, and here are the ones along the road. There's 5 in this line, and here's the first one. These are all done. Some of these needed a ton of weeding, some almost nothing. This needed barely any weeding, but not really a productive little tree right there. All right, let's go look at number 2. Number 2 along the road, I don't know, I would hazard to say that this is the best of all of them so far. It's got a lot of leaves on it, and they're fairly big. Really nice plant right there. All right, this next one, number 3, it appears to be doing better at the very new growth. So this one is promising as well. This one, I didn't put mulch on. I could only put mulch on 4 of the 5. And this one had no leaves, I believe. I'll have to go back and look at the other video. But I don't think this had any leaves on at the time, and I figured it was dead. So it doesn't look real good, but it looks a lot better than it did last time. And number 5, the very last one, this looks really nice. I mean, that's a big leaf right there. No insect damage, no curling, no nothing. Looks really nice. So, what was it? 2 and 5 are the best here. All right, let me show you the one across the street here, which is not doing that great, but it might be because it's in pretty much shade. I got to get in here and hack and squirt. This one looks like all the other, kind of diseased looking ones. Which actually I believe there's only 2 like that now, or this would be the 3rd. All of the ones along the pasture up there, and yeah, 3 of the ones here are all starting to look pretty nice. So I believe there's only 3 that look like that now. All right, I have to do the ones along the road here, and then I really need a drink. It is so hot out here. Okay, this is the ravine right here. This is the first one past the ravine, and it's got the crispy leaves and, you know, real small growth and everything. Nothing coming off the bottom. So that one doesn't look all that hot. And again, it's in a pretty shady area, but this one actually gets, oh, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours of direct sun, and then it gets sun from the side a couple hours a day as well. So it gets a fair amount of sun. It's just not a good plant, but it may come around. All right, this is the second one along the road here, right at the bottom of the curve hill. And it's been chewed on, but it looks a bit better than the last one. It doesn't look good, but it certainly looks better than the last one. And it looks like it has a little bit of fungal disease on there, so hopefully this spray helps. Okay, I think there's 3 more on this road. And the third one along the road. This one, well, it looks like it has fungus and just does not look real good. And this one gets full sun the majority of the day. So the sun really isn't the factor. I believe the roots are a bigger factor than the sun at this point. But I'm not super worried about them yet. My Honeycrisp apple tree looked so bad that I thought it was going to die for 3 years, and now it's just beautiful. So we'll see. Okay, number 4 along the road, and this is easily the worst. I mean, this looks all shriveled up and really nasty. Well, if any of them don't make it, I would suspect it would be this one. And I believe there's one left on the road here, and then some behind the house and some way at the north lot line. Okay, this is the lot line, and this is the last one on the road. I almost thought this one was gone because it was laying down. It was way down here. I propped it up with a rock and pushed some dirt in there. It was amongst the weeds, and it looked like it was gone completely. But this doesn't look bad at all. Not too bad at all. Okay, so far there's more good ones than bad ones. So what this maintenance is going to do for these trees is the fertilizer in the spray is going to give them a boost right at the leaves. They don't have to rely on their kind of wimpy roots to get some nourishment up to the leaves. The fertilizer on the ground is going to give them a boost from whatever roots they have the next time it rains. And then the 2 different kinds of fungicide will, one is systemic and one is just really powerful and will knock out anything that's on the leaves right now. And the systemic one will sink into the leaves, and it'll last about 20 days or so. So these have, 3 weeks of protection from fungus and stuff. And with the plants not having to worry about fungus, they can worry about growth. And they should do really well after this, at least the ones that are starting to look well already. I'm hoping the other ones come around too, but time will tell. Okay, let's get at the other ones. Okay, I'm on the rock road going down into the woods. The one that was right up at the corner, that's the only one that died so far. This one right here was doing the best of all of them at one time. I'm having a hard time. Oh, there it is. We'll see how it's doing now. So we got one here, one there, and then one down there. We'll call them 1, 2, and 3. Let's go do number 1 first. Okay, number 1 is looking really nice. Big leaves. It's just the very latest. Oh, that's probably the original leaves right here. You can see how they're shriveled up like some of the other ones were. and then it grew new stuff around them. Okay, so that original top is still there and looking kind of shabby, and it grew all new leaves around it. Well, that's interesting. Maybe the other ones will do that as well. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, number 2. It still looks pretty good. It looks like it's growing a new set of leaves right there. And again, a lot of these abandoned the very tip, the growing tip, and are starting a new one. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe the tips died from the winter or something. I have no idea, but this looks really good. Okay, we're on the last one. The only one that's really right on the rock road. Number 3. And you can see that's that original set of leaves. It was just kind of a little bush at the top. And these are newer. And these look a lot better. They've been bitten, but these will get pretty big by the end of the summer. All in all, it doesn't look too bad. It's not as good as some of the other ones, but it's certainly not as bad as it was. Okay, that's it for the ones on the north side. The rest are all behind the house. Okay, the last of them are all right here. We got 2 right in here. We have 1 over by the gate over there. Oh, there's our dog. Come on, Izzy. Where was I? We got 2 in here, 1 over by the gate, 1 right behind here, 1 along the road up here, 1 by the rock up there, and 1 up in the opening up there. We'll start with these 2. Okay, this is the one furthest in. This one has never done very good. And I can't remember if it had leaves on it at all. I don't think it did. So if it did, then I guess that's an improvement, but you never know. Once the roots start growing, it may pop out some leaves at some time, but I'm gonna guess this one's gonna die. All right, here's the one closer to the junction right here. And this one looks really nice. I mean, it's early summer. This could look really fantastic by the fall. Yeah, I really like that one. Now I'll get the one right across the way there. This is like on the corner of the 2 roads here. I'll get the one on the other corner. Okay, this corner one does not look good at all. Yeah, there is such a wide degree of variation between these trees. This is the area that Natalie and I cleared. I really want nice trees right here and right there, and that one's living up to it, but this one, I don't know. But again, you really can't tell. As long as it's alive, this could burst forth at any time once the roots start taking hold. So I'm not going to give up on it yet. All right, let's get the one over by the gate there. I have no idea where this dog's mother is. She's just wandering around. She was in by the horses over here. That's kind of naughty. Okay, the one by the gate, this one was a little bit hard to find. Not much there. Those are pretty much the original leaves that came out. Again, hopefully it's grown some roots and will sprout some stuff on the sides like the other ones did. This one gets a good amount of sun. In just a little bit, it'll be in sun the rest of the day. So that's not it. All right, there's 3 left. 1 along the road there, 1 behind the rock, and 1 at the top. We'll get the one along the road first. Well, will you look what we have here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This one looks really nice and is one of the most shaded of all the trees. This is actually a sucker. When Natalie and I cleared this area, this has grown up this tall. It's as tall as I am, 6.5 feet or so. This grew up this high in a month or so. Just crazy. So I'm going to have to get in here and cut that off and put some Tordon on it, like I did the other day with a bunch of other ones. But that looks just fantastic. By the end of the year, oh, I'll bet this is nearly as tall as the stake here. Close to, well, this is probably about 3 feet tall. All right, I really like this one. Okay, let's go check the one behind the rock. Okay, this one's fairly large, but it looks like it might have gotten a little whiff of 2,4-D. I sprayed right in here. There's a huge patch of weeds going through here, and I sprayed all this, oh, it's been weeks now, and it kind of looks like this got some of the vapor from that. It should pull through, and it should do just fine. I'll keep an eye on it. You could see those original leaves right in the middle there, and all this stuff came out the side. Hopefully I didn't kill this one. Okay, this is the one at the top of the hill in the yard. You can see the original leaves down here, and then all of the newer stuff looks a lot better. So, I mean, these must have sent out leaves just to gather some energy until they could grow their roots, and then once the roots were grown, they really blossomed. Yeah, this one looks really nice as well. And again, it has a dead tip on it, which is no big deal. Looks pretty good. Yeah, any of these that make it through this first year into the next year are going to do just fine. All right, this has been one heck of a long day. You know, I started on the trees up along the road there, and then by the time I got to the end, the people came for the horse. That took about an hour, and then I went to lunch. So I had about 2 hours off, and it's already 5 o'clock. So I've been at this for quite some time now. So if you want to see the progress on these trees, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you like the video and or share it, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.